I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that is now under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers driven by cowardly wokeness who divide us by racializing every issue and stoke anti-white racism. You know who said that? Tulsi Gabbard. Good morning. Welcome to American Reversion. I'm Steve Smith. It's been busy as can be, but we're coming into the season of craziness. Tulsi Gabbard just left the Democrat Party. You know who else could have said that? That quote that she said, I'm going to say it again. I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that is now under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers driven by cowardly wokeness who divide us by racializing every issue and stoke anti-white racism. Ronald Reagan could have said that. He was a Democrat. I could have said that. I was a Democrat. Donald Trump could have said that. He gave money to plenty of Democrats. Being a New Yorker, he was pretty much a Democrat. He changed his ways. Reagan changed. Tulsi Gabbard has apparently changed. I've been watching this for a while. And I've put up, by the way, for those of you who are with us over on the Patreon channel, and thank you so much. And if you're not, come on over. Only cost you $1, and I put up a whole bunch of stuff over there. A lot more than is on the YouTube, because a lot of things that I'll put up over there are, the daily news and things like that, and some memes and some funny stuff and some serious stuff and all that. And so in exchange for you supporting the channel, which we appreciate so much, we put up more stuff over there. But I've put that for those of you who are with us over there, and those of you who will join us over there, I've put up this article. It's just a short one because this just now broke, and I'm sure there will be more to come. I put up the link to the article from which I read this. There is a interview, very short interview with her, with Jesse Waters, talking about what's going on. Anyway, I've been talking about this for a while, and I've put up a few things that Gabbard said. I've liked her for a long time. I know I disagree with her very much on a couple of things, as do most of you. I've disagreed with her on her Second Amendment stance. I've disagreed with her on her pro-choice stance. Very disagree very much. I also understand that these are issues, as are many issues, that people can disagree on because of their personal background, the limitations of the knowledge that they have of these things, and the limitations of the experience. Those things. We are all products of our experience and the information that we have. And as we see people evolve in their knowledge about things, and then evolve also as people. Shut this so you don't see me. As they evolve as people, our positions change. Our positions evolve. And so when I've put up things in the past with Gabbard, I've taken a lot of a lot of people will get on and say, well, I don't trust her. Things that she said that were just 100% true. Excuse me just a second. I've got to do okay. The 100% true. And I would have a lot of people, not so much on this channel, but on other channels, say, I don't trust her a bit. I don't trust any politician. Well, I understand not trusting politicians, because I don't trust anybody who wants control over other people, and that's the definition of a politician. Now, there are some who don't necessarily want control over other people. They actually do want to help. I'll put Trump in that category. I'll put Reagan in that category. I will put some in that category. Not many. Most of them just want a PUD job to where they can be in charge. And no one who wants to have control over other people should be trusted. But there are those people driven by a deep sense of patriotism, just like there were those who were driven by a deep sense of patriotism to join the military, to join the police service, or to join the fire service, or whatever. There are many different reasons that people will have for doing things. And, not every cop joins because he wants to be an ass. And not every firefighter, joins because he wants to be an arsonist, even though, some are, okay? That's what I'm saying. So we have to look at things critically and take a look, understand, and pay attention, delve into it. Why are these people doing the things they're doing? Why are they saying the things they're saying? So I have followed Gabbard for quite a while, and I have seen the evolution of her thinking. I would suggest everyone do. I said before, she is moving toward and this isn't a pro-Gabbard commercial, and I don't know her. I'd like to know her. I think she's a sharp person. I'd love to sit down and talk with her for a while. But this isn't to promote her. It's to promote the idea and the ideal that we can have an effect by how we share our opinions and our information. She, obviously being a person that feels much like we do about most things, was repulsed by many on our side because she disagreed with us on a couple of things. That's bad for our side. We need to be, and the reason that I'm bringing this up is because you probably have friends and neighbors and family members, perhaps, that would fall into this same category. They're to the bone conservative, but they're out there a little bit. They disagree with us on a couple of issues, and instead of trying to work on them in the right way, we just kind of shove them away. We don't want anything to do with them. This has been the problem of the conservative, or of the right wing, if you want to call it that, for a long time. The left never splits with each other. They always present a united front, to whereas the right will bicker with each other over the slightest thing, and that keeps us from getting things accomplished that we want to accomplish. Anyway, I think this is very interesting, and I had said this before. Maybe we can get her to leave the Democrats. Okay, now she's not in office right now, so it doesn't make a big difference, what she's doing. But what she did is going to have an effect on a lot of people, millions of people perhaps, who held her in high esteem. That's not most of the people on our side. That's some, like I, but a lot of people on the left. And I hate to throw sexism in here, but when women, especially accomplished women, take a stand, it has a greater effect than sometimes when a man does. And that's because what we're fighting for that big middle ground. And the big slice that decides so many elections are those white women. If you notice how many black women, and there's more and more white women too, how many black women are coming over to the right, and they are driving the black vote. I'll give you Candace Owens as a prime example, and there's plenty of others out there. But these people are really carrying the load. So when somebody like Tulsi Gabbard makes these statements, and she actually takes action, I'm quitting the Democrat Party, and she makes a statement like that, let me say it one more time. Okay, I can no longer remain in today's Democrat Party. Now, I want you to think about this. I'll start it again. Think about this. So many people out there, so many of the women and men too. Men will be affected by this. That say, well, I really like, I have basically conservative values on things, family values and things like that, but but I just can't go along with mean tweets and stuff like that, right? I just don't like the mean tweets. I'd rather destroy, excuse me, I'd rather allow my country to be destroyed than have mean tweets. I don't mind paying $6 a gallon, you know. So these are the people that we're fighting for their vote. Okay, and so when I say something to them, doesn't matter a bit. When you say something to them, doesn't matter a bit. When Donald Trump gets up there and says something, doesn't matter a bit. When Tulsi Gabbard gets up and says something like this, let me say it one more time. I can no longer remain in today's Democrat Party that is now under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers driven by cowardly wokeness who divide us by racializing every issue and stoke anti-white racism. What kind of effect do you think that has on that suburban mother and wife? Okay, it has a tremendous effect. Things like this swing. This is why we need to approach everything we do with a soft touch, a soft. I don't mean to where we compromise any of our principles. As Barry Goldwater says, extremism in the defense of, what did he say? I'll probably get that wrong, so I won't go on. But in the defense of morality and conservative values is no vice. That's a little bit different than what he said. So we don't compromise, but what we also don't do is we should not push people away with a hard-ass type of response. Okay, we should show how we are caring people, how we don't deal with people because of their race or their sex or whatever, that we see people as independent children and worthy children of God, and that many are misled, and we want, for their benefit and the benefit of our country, we want to bring them back to the fold, okay? That, you know, it's the old, you catch more flies with sugar than you do with vinegar, right? Okay. So we must not be repulsive. Some would say, conservatives, we must not be repulsive reversionists. We must be the ones who welcome people lovingly and with support, and make it plain that we want the best for them, and show them how our way is the best for them, the best for their families, and the best for our country. And when somebody like Tulsi Gabbard comes out and makes these statements, we need to embrace her and those statements and use those statements for our good purposes. Okay, there's going to be far too many people out there. Right? I hope nobody on this channel. There are going to be far too many people out there. They're going to that even in the face of this, when she has made such a major step and made such an amazing statement, will go, well, I still don't believe. I don't trust her a bit, buddy. You're the reason we're having problems. Stop it. Now, if you just want to grouse and grumble, you're no help. Okay, you're no help. And if you're just waiting for the balloon to go up because you think you're going to go out and be a hero in the next great revolution or civil war, you're also not going to be any help in there because I know. Okay. Politics is the battlefield of today. This is a major victory. It's a major victory on our side because it's a major defeat for the left. And we had nothing to do with it. This was an evolution of her own. Did you know, did you see the video that I put up some time ago? I think I put it up on Patreon, where she was out doing the 3-gun. Okay, she was at one point anti-Second Amendment. And she was interviewed by somebody and said, are you changing your position on that? She said, yes. Yes. Do you think it might be possible for her to change her opinion on other things like abortion? Yes, it might be. You know how that happens? Through the evolution of her own mind and spirit and soul, which can be brought about by people lovingly presenting the situation to her. And a lot of prayer. Prayer is one of our number one. Well, it is our not one of our number one. It is our number one weapon. Nobody can change this around but God. He's using us to do it, and we have to do our part. So again, I'll put this up there. Share this with your friends. This is one of those things that if you have somebody who's wishy-washy and on the fence, those are the ones we can go after. You can slip into a conversation today, and especially you women. You women are the ones who are on the front lines of this because Tulsi Gabbard represents. She shouldn't. She doesn't to me. She doesn't. But to too many people in our country, she represents women. And she just should represent an American, okay? But you can slip this into a conversation over the next week or so with your fence-sitting friends. Did you see that Tulsi Gabbard left the Democrats? No, I didn't. Well, yes, and here's exactly what she said. And they say, oh my gosh. And then you start supporting that. She says, that's true. I'll tell you a short story before I wrap this up. Kelly was involved. I'll tell you how stupid people are. Well, you know how stupid people are, but how they need to be led. Kelly was putting something together for the school. I don't remember what it was. And it was one of those fundraisers. And they were wanting to get people, she was on a committee, and they were wanting to get, restaurants and ice cream places and stuff to contribute things to the carnival or the fair or something like that. And Kelly suggested Chick-fil-A. Okay, well, now we're all big fans of Chick-fil-A, right? Because of the stance they took. Okay. She says Chick-fil-A, and one of the women there who was very, very one of these take charge and type of place, says, well, aren't they controversial? This was back after that thing a couple of years ago. And Kelly says, why? The woman had no idea what the truth was. Okay, all she knew was there was some controversy around them, and she was scared to death of controversy because controversy to her meant, well, they're on the wrong side, and she didn't want to be involved in it. And of course, I don't know if this woman learned or not. Who knows? But Chick-fil-A has always been a huge supporter. But that's the thing. That's the kind of stupidity that we're working against. And this opportunity to bring up to your friends or coworkers, did you see that Tulsi Gabbard left the Democrat Party? And they'll say, whoa, what? And then that gives you your chance to run with it and educate these people. Good for Gabbard. I was so happy to see this. I certainly hope I don't see anybody come on here and say, I still don't trust her. Buddy, then I don't trust you if you are that limited in your ability to think critically. Okay? How about that? Guys, have a great day. Remember, America needs a reversion. It needs you to be a part of it. It needed Tulsi Gabbard to be a part of it. She is part of it. She says, taking it back away. I'm going to read this one more time if I'm not running too short. Yep. I'm going to read this one more time because it's a perfect closeout. I can no longer remember the people who could have said this. Could have been Ronald Reagan, could have been Donald Trump, could have been all sorts of people, could have been me. I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that is now under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers driven by cowardly wokeness who divide us by racializing every issue and stoke anti-white racism. Tulsi Gabbard. All right. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.